Hey folks, welcome to Testing Hacks. In this video, we will understand what are methods in Java. Basically, it is one of the main or core topic of Java. Let's understand this. And before we begin, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get more updates. Let's get started. So basically, a method is a set of statement, okay, or a piece of code which performs a specific task. Okay, let's say we have a piece of code, say one few lines of code. I want that particular line of code to be executed multiple times, say in case of automation. We have created an automation script and we will be having different modules for which each time I want to log into the application. Then what I'll do is I'll create that particular piece of code as a method, and then I can put it in one base page. Okay, and then I can directly access the same method. So with one liner, I will be able to perform the whole set of actions just in one liner. So I'm repeatedly I can use that piece of code. Okay, so it makes the program simpler and easier. So you can write it once and then you can use it multiple times. For that reason, we use methods. For also to see what is the syntax of method. First is the modifier. So modifier could be, there are different types of modifiers like public, okay, and then public is there, private. So there are multiple modifiers are there. We will be learning it in the later section. And return type. A return type in the sense method wants to return something, then we will have to put this return type. It is actually ask for the return type. We will see that, and name of the method, and parameter 1 and parameter 2. If you want to send any arguments to this method, then we have to use the parameters here. And then here comes the method body. So let's understand it practically. So if we see, the public static void main is also a method. If you remember the syntax, it is modifier, okay, and then the return type, okay, and then after that it was a method name, right? And then we can pass the arguments. Arguments are parameters, okay, like this. So if you see, public is a modifier, and then static. Only the main method we have it as static. Okay, let's understand it in detail. When static, we will learn about static keyword. And void is a return type. When we have void, void in the sense it is not returning anything. It will not return anything. For that reason, we use return type void. Method name is main here. So let's say modifier is public, and then return type is int, and then method name is let's say sum, and then we will pass a comma b. Two parameters are there. So here what happens is, if here it is return, it wants to return some value. In this case, this is one method. It will return a value. Okay, sum of two numbers it will return. So that's the reason here we have int. Suppose I don't have any values to pass here. You don't have any return type. You don't have it. You are not returning from this method anything. At that time, you can just go and put void as return type. At that time, it will not return any value. This method will not return any value. So that is one thing. So let's begin. We will write a method first. So we will create a method as public, which is an identifier, and then we need to return some values. So for that, let's take int and then add numbers. Let us add two numbers here, and we have to pass two numbers for that. Two, int a and int b. Two variables we require for that to add two numbers. So we have declared it. So now what we will do, we to add two numbers, what we will do is we will have to create another temporary variable. say, let's say it as sum, okay, is equal to, we will add the value of A and B, okay, and then we will return this sum. So what we did is we add, we have declared another temporary variable which is called as sum, okay, to hold these values, and then when we are returning this value. So this is the method. So if we want to add two numbers, different numbers, or if you want to accept the data from user and then you have to add two numbers, at that time it is better if you have a method written so that you can reuse the same for different set of values as well, right? Okay. So with this method, let us write the how to call this method into this main method. Okay. So here also I'll declare a number called num1 and I'll assign a value, let's say 25. Okay. And I'll also declare another variable called num2. Okay. And then let's assign a value 15. Let's say. Okay, two variables we have declared and assigned a value. So now what we have to do is we have to create an object of this class. So how to, so here I'm creating object. That, so Java methods J, let's say it as Java num, something like num, okay, is equal to new Java methods. So this is how we will create the object. So now, after creating a method, we can check that whether we are able to access this particular method or not. Whatever we have written is getting identified or not. So what we will do is, after creating a method, let's say int result, another variable I'm just declaring. So for this, I'll just say num dot. If I do num dot, then you can see that add numbers. You can see add numbers will be able to access because we have created a object. So through this object, we'll be able to access this particular method. Okay. So now we can add it and let's also print this. Okay. System.out.println. So let's return the result. Let's see. Let's run this. So you can see the sum of 25 and 15 is 40. So that is what we got as an output. Even though if you want to pass a different number, say 29, and then let's add it with 3. So let's save and then let's run it. Now you can see it returned the value. So it is just that we have restructured it by creating a method and we'll access that particular method and we can execute it n number of times. Mainly during automation, this is very much helpful. Suppose say you are scripting for a login functionality. At that time there will be different modules, so then you need not to write each of the time a different method or different set of same set of code again and again. Rather than that, if you create one method and if you keep it in one page, one base page, you can directly go and access it. So that is a helpful ness in this using this method in Java. So this is all about Java methods. So if you have liked it, please do like it, share it, subscribe to the channel. Thank you.